Good evening and welcome to Valentine's Day. This is part 4 that we promised and doing from the beginning to the end of working with a prospect. And tonight is the finishing touches. We're going to do a little homework on this call and do a little highlighting of the most critical part of it, which is the transitioning from the first contact, whether it's face-to-face or whether it's over the telephone, to transitioning to the second appointment and getting them to show up. Of all the things we've covered in the last month, that is the one thing that everybody wants more help with, so we're going to focus on it. And with that thought in mind, our volunteer, who's been so gracious to put up with me for the last 3 weeks, only has one more night to go. Barbara, are you there?
I'm here, but I have a question before we get going.
Yes, ma'am.
You said that we're going to do the fourth part today. My understanding was that I was going to be a different person today.
That is correct. That is correct.
The same person as
No, you're going to be a different person, and we're just going to be focusing on what you do from scratch. I want them to hear a different approach to dealing with someone and getting through the transition, because that's what everyone is concerned about, Barbara, is the transition. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
All right, so if you're ready to go to work, may I have permission to proceed?
Yes.
Okay. Ring, ring. Hello, Barbara?
Yes.
Barbara, this is John, and I was giving you a quick courtesy call back because within the last day or so, you requested some no-obligation information about working from home, and that's why I'm giving you a quick ring back, and just to reassure you and make you comfortable. By the way, Barbara, I'm not a salesman or a telemarketer, and I'm certainly not going to ask you for any money. So perhaps you could let me know a little bit what you're looking for. Could you tell me a little bit about yourself?
Well, I work at a retail store, and I've got children at home, so it's, and then I have, my husband works a lot of nights. He's a truck driver, and he has to take these long-distance trips out, and doesn't get back till the next day, and he's, getting tired, and, it's just the kids need a lot of things, for their sports and everything, and so it would just be good if we could bring in some extra money that would, help with the kids' sports, and also be able to maybe have my husband do a job that he didn't have to drive all night, because he's finding that really difficult for him.
So, if I understand you correctly, you see the answer to your problem is doing something from home so you can be there in the home with the rest of your family?
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Okay. And how long have you been looking, Barbara?
I really just started.
Oh. So have you seen anything yet that got your attention, or have you tried anything yet that gave you any results that you were looking for?
Well, I get lots of emails, but I really haven't talked to anybody to speak of. They're mostly just send you these emails, and you go onto the website, and you really can't find out what they have. It's just they want you to sign up for this and that and give them some money, but I haven't really talked to anybody.
Mm-hmm. When you were thinking about having your own business, how do you see yourself in owning your own business? What concerns come to mind?
Well, just, got to set aside some time to do it, make sure the kids aren't interrupting me, and, like I said, my husband's gone in the evening a lot, so I should be able to have some time to do that, and just really setting aside the time, finding the time to do it,
When you think about this challenge that you're thinking about taking, between 1 and 10, how serious is this situation as far as your need to do this?
Well, it's pretty serious. I'd say it's at least a 9 or a 10.
A 9 or a 10. Okay. And when you say a 9 or a 10, could you help me to understand, why is the number that high for you?
Well, my kids are pretty good in sports, and I'd really like them to have some opportunities, but, if you don't have the money for it, you can't. And there's been a few times when my husband's just about driven off the road because he's so tired at night. And, if we could get him into where he could work during the day, do some local truck driving and that, and not have to do it all night. If I could bring enough money in for those two things, it would be amazing.
So if I understand you correctly, you have a lot of experience in a retail store, so obviously you're a good people person. Do you enjoy working with people?
I do. Mm-hmm.
Okay. And your biggest thing is providing more for your children and their sports, and then your husband perhaps getting a local route instead of a long-distance hauling route would do a lot for your family, your relationship, and being together, and his health as well.
It would, yeah, definitely. Mm-hmm.
When you think about the money that you want, I'm going to read off a couple of words here to you, and I'd like to know which one or two are the most important to you, in addition to just wanting money for the children. Would it be less stress, less debt, less work, being at home with your family?
Well, I think initially, anyways, I'd certainly have to still work. I don't think I could just quit my job.
Okay.
I would like to get the extra money, but definitely, less stress if I'm not worried about my husband at night, and, the kids are able to have some opportunity that other kids do.
Okay.
I think that would be less stressful, and,
Okay. So you're looking for basically part-time income?
Yes.
If it made sense to you... I'm sorry. Go ahead, please. I apologize for interrupting you.
No, I was just going to say, eventually if I could make enough to replace my job, that would be great, but initially I'm looking for extra income.
That's what I was going to ask you. Thank you very much.
Mm-hmm.
In addition to what we've just been visiting about here, personally, I know you want to do this for your children, but you have to be happy with this too. So, and it sounds like you really don't, well, maybe, I have a sense that you don't care for the experience, where you're working. Is it not the best environment in the world for you? The way you said it, I'm in retail, it was like, I'm here because I have to be.
Yeah, it's not the best place in the world, but it puts food on the table and pays the rent and, those kind of things. So, and I am a floor manager, so, but that doesn't pay a lot more than everybody else, but a little bit extra, so that helps.
Do you feel appreciated at work?
We rarely see anybody that's over us, so by some of the employees, yes. I mean, they like what you do, and when you help them out and things like that, yes.
Okay. When you think about personally for you, in regards to meeting this challenge, what is it that it would mean to you personally? Because you've got to enjoy doing it. To be listened to be appreciated, to be challenged or validated, to have a sense of security, to be fulfilled, affirmed. What is it that is most important to you?
Well, all of those things are important to me, and if I could be successful in it, it would mean a lot. It would be would feel good.
Okay. So if the right thing came along and it made sense to you, and we could show you how to eliminate the risk, allow you to test it, make sure that it works for you, that it has value and benefits with no risk to you, would you look seriously at it?
And would I have help? Would somebody be helping me?
Yes, you would, because part of it would be is I would show you how to do a test drive where you could talk with the folks, experience what you do, when you do it, how you do it. You would know all the facets of it before you made a decision that was best for you.
Because I've never done anything like this before, so I just, I don't know if I'd be good at it. I hope I would.
Okay. Well, we've been talking now for almost 7 minutes. Ask yourself, what have we done on this call so far that someone with your experience in retail and working with people, you couldn't do? Have I tried to sell you anything?
No.
Have I asked for any money?
No.
Okay. Haven't we just had a conversation?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And in retail, isn't that what you do? You ask them if you could help them and what they're looking for? Is there?
That's what we do.
Okay. Do you see Do you see the transition? Do you see the significance of the common facets of what you're doing and what you and I are doing on the phone? Because we don't even know each other, and look how much we've discovered in 7 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
And we didn't do any selling, did we?
No.
And I didn't tell you to do anything either, did I?
You didn't tell me to do anything?
That's right.
No.
Okay, so if we didn't do any selling and we didn't do any telling, and all we did is have a conversation, are you comfortable with working with someone in this way like you do in retail?
Yeah, if somebody could help me.
Okay, yes. Yes. And if I could prove to you and show you where that support comes from, how it comes, what it looks like, and let you see it and experience for yourself, would that go a long ways to make you comfortable?
Yes, it would. Mm-hmm.
Okay. Now, I'm going to pause for a second with your permission, Barbara. Okay, at this point, with this prospect, as far as I'm concerned, and I want to hear from Harry and Steve and Naomi and all the rest of you co-hosts, we did a short version of qualifying with this person tonight, but we did a very pointed version, a little more direct. We were a little more specific. So what I'd like to hear from the co-hosts, is there anything that you feel that we left out, even though we did a short version of the qualifying, that we should put in, or is it okay for us to go ahead and transition to the second appointment? Who wants to go first?
John, it's Noemi.
Yes, ma'am.
I think one point that Barbara brought up was not knowing when she would fit her her business into her day.
Uh-huh.
Based on would she have enough time because of the kids interrupting her and her husband not being home to support that time, and then her working during the day.
Okay.
So I think I would open up a little bit more conversation about that.
Okay.
Part of the qualifying.
I agree. Any other suggestions from our co-hosts? Come on, guys, you're good at this. Who? Go ahead.
This is Steve. Yeah, I think it was very good. Well done. I think you touched on all the facets. I would definitely move to the second call from this point, yes.
Okay. Thanks, Steve. Tonight I know we're doing a much shorter qualification, but I wanted to leave you with this audio for tonight to show you that we can do a shorter version if you've got a lot of people to call that night, and the person, like the person we are speaking to, is actually giving you information that makes sense. This lady that I'm talking to as a prospect is an intelligent professional who works with people, and she impresses me that she knows what she wants. She may not know how to get there, but she does know what she wants, and she wasn't shy about reaching out and saying, this is what I'm looking for. And when you have someone that is that responsive, you don't have to speak to them for 20 minutes. You can do it in 7 or 8 minutes like we did, and then ask them for permission to go to the next appointment. And unless anybody else has anything they would like to say, please do it now, or else we're going to continue on with the transition.
John, this is Nora.
Yes.
Hey, is this the time? Would you qualify her? I mean, does she know this is going to cost her something in the end? You know, to start the business?
Well, we're getting ready to do the transition right now, and so we're going to talk about all the facets of budget, knowing whether you can afford it or not, the business plan, test driving it. That's what we're going to right now. The minute.
Oh, okay.
Okay. Good point, Nora. Good point. Anything else? Okay. Barbara, let's continue, okay?
Okay.
So we'll pick up from where we left off, and I would like to start with this phrase, please. Barbara, I don't know if what I have will fit you or work for you, but with your permission, would it be okay if we go to the next step, which would be as to providing you more information and allowing you to make some informed decisions yourself? Would that be okay with you?
Sure.
Okay.
Yeah, that would be fine.
Okay. So the first thing we would like to do, Barbara, is I'm going to send you an email that says, can you be successful and make money in owning your own business? And there's 7 steps to it with questions, and these are questions for just you to answer to yourself, so you can find a comfort and confidence in knowing that you've asked as many questions as possible to make the best possible informed decision. Okay? And with your permission, I will forward this to you this evening, and it's going to be covering everything from what does it cost to run a business for a year? How much of a budget should you have? What would the business be like? What kind of support do you get? Are you going to be alone? Who is going to be there for you? Who is the contact person? Would you like to talk to that person to know that you have comfort with them? No different than driving a car for a couple of miles to see if it fits you or not. Those are just some of the steps that we're going to go involved in. Then we're going to show you what's it like in the day of a business. What's expected of you. All of this you can know up front. And we're even going to go to the extent, please, of how do you feel about risk in today's economy?
So are you going to have all of that information in this email?
Yes, ma'am. And we're going to discuss it on our next call, and we're going to go through it step by step. And any of the answers that you're answering that you're not comfortable with, we'll go together and we'll get the answers, and you can insert them in your email in this 7 steps. So you can look at it and hold it in your hands and say, this is the homework Barbara did to validate and evaluate whether or not she should get involved in owning her own business.
Okay.
Okay. Now, I asked you a few minutes ago, I said, how do you feel about risk?
Well, I can't risk a lot of money because, I have my family to think of, so I can't be risking a lot of money, but, if I'm not going to lose anything, then,
Okay. So,
I want to know up front what the risk is.
Yes, ma'am. So, because every company has a product, does it make sense that you should try the product first with no risk, knowing that you can get 100% of your money back, no questions asked, to make sure that, because if the product doesn't fit you and you don't like it, and it doesn't work for you, and there's no benefit, doesn't make any sense that you should be involved in the business, does it?
No, that's for sure.
Okay, so that's a step to protect you. Does that make sense?
Yeah, it does.
Okay, so I know you know this is wellness because that's what you filled out when you filled out your form, and I am in the wellness business, but just because the product works for me, it doesn't mean it'll work for you. So do you see how important this next step is for you to validate and prove to yourself that it will work for you?
Mm-hmm.
To give you... Okay, all right. And we'll go into that when we talk the next time. I'll show you how to order it and what to do. And then we're going to go through this, can you be successful? We're going to address all of these issues, everything from evaluating and the training to, the evaluation of the business itself and all the financial information that you need regarding your startup cost and your budget. Can you think of anything that we've left out, Barbara, that you would like to know? That we've missed, that we've overlooked, that would make you more comfortable?
I mean, what would the chances of me being successful, being able to make an extra $2,000 a month?
Okay. That's a good question. If you treat it like a business, and not a hobby, if you give it 10, 12, 14 hours a week, and you can find the time to do it, because you said that you didn't know whether or not you could fit the time in with your busy schedule. And it will take an hour and a half or so in the evening, if not more, at least 4 nights a week, Monday through Thursday. So, if time management...
They're teenagers, so I should be able to do that.
Okay. All right. But that's one of the things we want to talk about in detail when we talk again. It's about your time management to make sure that you're not getting involved in something that you don't have the time to do. So we want to address that right up front. Does that make sense to you?
Right, yeah.
Okay. Now I'm going to stop one more time, Barbara, and go back to our co-hosts and let them get involved again, okay?
Okay.
Okay. Co-hosts, where do you want to go from here?
Reviewing the benefits of going at this pace, since she's never done anything before.
Clarify that, please, Naomi.
her comfort level in going at this pace.
Okay. In other words, do we want to take it one step at a time and go slow?
Yeah, is this pace good for you?
Okay. All right.
Since you don't have any experience and you're not sure really how to do your business, is this a better pace in relationship versus what you've experienced so far?
Okay.
The websites and stuff like that you talked about?
Okay. Anybody else have something that they would like us to address? Okay, if not, I'm going to...
This is Ann. I was surprised that Barbara didn't, when you talked about testing the product, that she didn't ask how much it was going to cost her.
You know, I thought of that too, and I thought, that's everybody wants to know what it's going to cost them. I caught that too, and it kind of threw me off there for a second. I agree with you. So I don't know that money is as big an issue as she says it is, but it's always something that you can use if you're not comfortable and you don't know what you want to do. That was the impression that she left me, is that, I'll decide that after I have all the facts, but I'm not going to let money get in the way. That's the impression that she doesn't want to lose money, but it wasn't that she wasn't going to let money prevent her from helping herself and trying something. That is the impression that I probably need to either confirm on this call or when we talk again to make sure. But that's a very good observation, Ann.
Thank you.
Okay, we're going to go back to work if nobody has anything else they want to ask our co-host. Okay, Barbara.
Yes.
So if it's okay with you, I'm going to send you this email, and if what time tomorrow would it be convenient for you and I to spend about 10-15 minutes together going over this, and just to make sure you're clear on this, we're going to make sure that the time frame fits you, that what we're talking about makes you comfortable as far as what we do and when we do it, the time frame, even as much as the pace of what it's like to work this business and what's involved, so you know what's expected of you. And that will be in addition to go over anything like budgets and business plan.
Yeah, 7 o'clock tomorrow should be good.
Okay. Now, because I'm going to invest a lot of time in you regarding this and make an investment in you, and you've already figured out that I'm not a salesman, please understand that if I'll give you my contact information, but if for some reason you can't make it tomorrow and you don't drop me an email, because I'm not a salesman, I'm not going to chase you and bug you. You're going to have to get back with me, because I don't believe in bugging people. I'm sure you've had a lot of calls and it's probably frustrated you.
No, I told you I didn't have that many calls, just emails.
Just email. I'm sorry, I read emails, yes, okay.
Mm-hmm.
So if that's okay with you...
I don't want to feel, if I don't like what you have, I don't want to feel obligated to it.
That's right, and that's exactly what I'm trying to say. Okay, so if you go through these questions tomorrow and you're not comfortable with it, just drop me an email and say, I don't want to go any further. And I'll have your file deleted. Okay?
Okay.
All right. Do you have any questions?
What's the ballpark figure this is going to cost to get started?
Well, you said when you interviewed you had $400 to invest and you can start your business for less than 25% of that.
Okay.
Okay? Being in retail and working with...
Is that just for like information? Or?
No, that's to get started in the business.
Mm-hmm. So you just get like books or something, or DVDs or something?
You would be getting emails, and you'd be getting... most of it would be coming from in the form of email knowledge, okay?
So you pay like $100 for emails?
No. You're paying to try the product first before you join the business, and this particular product is $39.95. If you don't like the product, then I won't recommend that you go any further.
Okay.
Okay?
Okay.
Now, with all of your experience in retail, Could you please compare this to what you do every day? And between 1 and 10, how comfortable were you with what we just did in these last few minutes?
Well, I was comfortable talking to you. I just, I guess I don't get as personal with the people I'm talking to. You know, you just ask them what they're looking for, how we can help them, and things like that. But it's not, we're not getting personal information from them, so that would take some work.
Okay. Do you realize how important it is to understand what your needs are and your why is, so you don't get involved in something that doesn't fit you and then you quit and you're frustrated and mad?
Oh, for sure.
Okay. That's why we ask those questions, and that's why I made no attempt to sell you anything. We didn't talk about the product. We didn't go to a website. We didn't do any of that because this is not about me or my company or my opportunity, Barbara. This call was about you and only you. That's the difference in what we do. Because there's no use going any farther if you're not comfortable. Does that make sense?
It does, yes.
Okay. Now, you're in retail, so you deal with rejection quite often, don't you? You know, no thank you, I'm not interested, I don't like that, whatever. Is that true?
Well, obviously lots of people come in, they look, and then they don't buy, yes.
That's right, okay. So how do you feel about rejection?
Well, I mean, I am on a salary, so it's not affecting the bottom line, I guess, and everybody can make choices, right?
That's right. The reason I asked you that question was in the short conversation that we've had tonight, if you weren't as comfortable as you are that you've represented, and we hadn't had a good conversation that we've had, we wouldn't have gone to the second appointment. And that's why I don't have to deal with rejection all the time. Because if I don't see that someone is genuinely and sincere as you are, and a 9 or a 10, and has your experience, why should I subject you to going any farther and subjecting me to being rejected? That's the part of sales I don't like. I don't know how you feel about it, but how do you? Mm-hmm. Does that make any sense to you?
Yes, it does. Mm-hmm.
Okay. So we can take a lot of the rejection out. You're going to try the product. If it doesn't work, we're going to stop, right?
Mm-hmm.
We're going to do the test drive and make sure you understand all the facets of the business before you make a decision, right?
Okay.
Then why should I have to ask you to join my business? Shouldn't it be your choice to say, I'm either ready to go or I'm not ready to go? Shouldn't it be left up to you instead of someone asking you?
Well, it's definitely my choice, yes.
Okay. That's the difference in being more comfortable in what we're doing. Do you think you could do what you and I have done together tonight?
If you teach me how.
Okay, you got a deal. I'll see you tomorrow night, same time, and we'll go through this and just give me an email if something comes up. Otherwise, we'll dot all the I's and cross the T's tomorrow with all these facets that you wanted the details on, so then you can sit back and make an informed decision because you'll have the facts. You see the benefit to all the extra steps we're going to tomorrow?
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Okay. Well, if you don't have any questions, then I want to thank you for your time, and I'll see you tomorrow night.
Okay.
Bless you. Good night.
Good night.
Okay. Team, comments, please. Don't everybody talk at once.
John, this is Damien.
Yes, Damien.
One of the points you made at the very end there, say we could take all the rejection out if all you're going to do is try the product. Did I have that straight?
Yes, sir.
So I guess and that was sort of the, a small introduction, and yet but then the takeaway.
Well, the truth is, the American public today is not the American public of 4 or 5 years ago. Things are different now, and you've got to take the risk and the fear out of the relationship, or nothing's going to happen. So when you take the risk out by trying the product and being honest with them and letting them know that they can get their money back, That's the first step in eliminating fear and rejection. This next step is being upfront and letting them know what's truly expected of them. Letting them know honestly what financially their commitment's going to be for the next year. And then proving to them that you really do have support. And it's support that they can live with. So then when you go to the opportunity and you take them by the hand on your next call and you go to the website to confirm this information that you're filling out on Can I Be Successful, the transition to closing, you've already made all the pre-closing transitions. There shouldn't be much left, if anything.
Providing they did a good analysis for themselves.
That's correct. But you're going to know that in the first couple of minutes of the second call. If the analysis is poor, then you disqualify them and thank them for their time. And you tell them why you're disqualifying them. You tell them the truth.
Okay. Thank you.
You're welcome. Anybody else have any questions before we open up the floor to our guests?
John, this is Barbara. I have a question.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, when I've been using this tool, this Can I Be Successful and Make Money and Working from Home, I have, after the first conversation, I have sent this out to them. I've asked them to do this step 1 self-evaluation.
Yes, ma'am.
And the rest of it, I've just sent with the questions in there, and I tell them they can use this for looking at any home business, not just the one that I'm with, but they can use it with anyone, so they can evaluate different home businesses with this tool. And then when I call them back, we actually go through their answers in the self-evaluation, and then we go through the company evaluation. I give them the answers there, but I haven't given them the answers on the email. Should I be giving them the answers on the email?
No, ma'am. No.
Okay.
No, because think about this, Barbara. When you're having a conversation and you give them an answer and you ask them, does this make sense to you? Are you comfortable with my answer? Wouldn't you rather have a chance to explain it and clarify it if they aren't comfortable than send them the email and have them predisposition their mind that they don't like it without a chance to clarify and help them?
Mm-hmm. Right.
That's why I've always...
clarify that.
Yeah, I agree.
When you were saying you were going to send me this document, it sounded to me, because I said to you, are you going to give me all those answers? And you said yes. So I thought you meant you were going to give them to me on the email.
No.
Okay.
And I thought Barbara's clarification of this is a valuable tool and you can use it to evaluate any business you look at, whether it's mine or not, is an exceptional, caring, useful statement that needs to be used. Very good, Barbara. Anybody else before we open up the floor? Okay, here we go.
All callers are unmuted.
Who wants to go with the first question, please? Anybody out there? Don't be shy.
Hello, John. This is Harry.
Hi, Harry.
I just want to let you know that I was muted during your call.
Okay.
However, during a statement that Barbara made during your second call, she sounded hesitant about the second call, and I think I might have been asleep, but I missed it when you said money-back guarantee. She asked you about the money, how much it was going to cost. She sounded very hesitant about what she wanted to invest.
You was asleep.
And you did not reply where it's a money-back guarantee.
We mentioned...
That I heard.
Okay, well, we mentioned at least 3 times that it was no risk, no questions asked, 100% money-back guarantee. Anybody else want to comment? Did anybody else hear that besides me?
Yeah, I heard that.
Okay.
I heard that, but that's relative to the product.
Yes. That's right, Ann.
Is Harry asking a question relative to investing in the business? Maybe that's
okay.
the difference.
Yeah, it is. We were talking about trying the product, and then she asked me, Harry, how much is it going to cost me to get in the business? And I said less than $100.
Correct.
Okay. But remember we said before you make that investment, you need to know what's expected of you and what is involved in the business. and she agreed that that's what she wanted to do, is know what's expected of her.
Yes, she did, but it seems to that she was her posture changed in a sense, like she was very hesitant about that.
Okay, let's ask Barbara. Barbara, how do you feel about that?
Let me see. I was just trying to get a feel for if you were just asking about if this was just money I was going to be paying for emails, or if I was going to be getting DVDs or books or products, or what it was. I was trying to decide what that was when you said it would be a quarter of the $400.
Okay.
And so I was trying to get find out what I was going to get for that $100.
Okay. And were you satisfied with the answer, or should we have gone deeper?
It seemed to me you went right into, well, we can test the products and they're $39 and then use the money-back guarantee on them. You really didn't answer the question about the $100 if it was just for a bunch of emails or not.
Okay. All right. And going over the budget tomorrow and what it's going to cost to run your business for a year and the cost associated with the business, did that resonate with you that we were going to go into great detail, or did it not resonate with you? Did we miss the boat?
No, it sounded like you were, in fact, it sounded to me like you were going to do it over the email, and that's why I had to clarify that. I didn't think that we sent it over the email, but I just wanted to clarify it. It almost sounded to me like when we were doing the role play that you were going to send it to me by email.
No, we clarified that, didn't we?
Yeah, we did.
Okay.
After the call, yeah.
Okay. Did talking about the budget and going over what it takes to run a business and own a business, did that answer your question?
I can hang up here, I think.
Okay. Did that answer your question, Barbara?
When we were doing the role play or now?
Now.
Oh, yes.
Okay, perfect. Any other questions? Okay, I'm going to wish everybody a happy Valentine's Day. We'll see you all next week.
Bye, John.
Good night, everybody.
Good night, John.